Hey, I'm Curtis. Welcome to the show. I'm at Coit Tower this morning, which is surrounded by Pioneer Park. If you get a chance to come down, whether you're in the Bay Area or visiting from around the world in the country, this is a gorgeous spot. Okay, look at that. There's a ship coming under the Golden Gate Bridge. I love that. And to the left there is that famous Crooked Street, Lombard Street. You can just, the views here are absolutely fabulous. I'm excited, of course, because I just finished yoga, love my morning yoga classes, and I'm also excited about today's show. When we get home, I'm gonna try to do in real time a meal from start to finish in 30 minutes. Okay, you excited? I am. This takes me to my roots of the Food Network. My first show was called Food in a Flash. Yes, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay? Remember, spread love, get out and check out this beautiful place we live, the Bay Area. Peace. Let's go to the kitchen. Well, we made it from San Francisco to the kitchen. Full disclosure, I've done this once today. It only took 19 minutes to go from start to finish. However, Cecil B. DeCurtis here forgot to roll sound. So I've got 19 minutes of a wonderfully prepared meal with no sound. Now, if you want to see that proof, I usually post some of my outtakes on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, those places. So, and everything is just Curtis Aikens, so check it out. Although Facebook is Curtis G. Aikens Sr., because there is a junior, right? Now, let's get to work here. This meal, start to finish, we're gonna do a 30-minute meal. I'm doing a 2-camera set. I've got one set on the pan, so you can see me cooking on the stove top, and the other is kind of a wide shot. Ooh, hope the kitchen looks okay. I've got my utensils, everything's in place. The chicken, because we're working with chicken, I've got it an ice bath underneath, and I put tin foil on top, so that helps to keep it really cold before we work with it, okay? Remember, it's always about safety in our kitchen. I'm gonna season this with some, I've got flour with seasoned breadcrumbs. You can add a little salt and pepper if you'd like. However, remember, salt. We can actually train ourselves to require less salt. So if that's something, if you're dealing with high blood pressure or diabetes, whatever it may be, you can train yourself. And what do I mean by train yourself? Like, just think about an athlete. If you're gonna, or if you want to lose weight, whatever you want to do, you can't do it all at one time. So you have to kind of gradually work up to it. So when it comes to salt, if you're using, let's say, just using these numbers, let's say a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, that's a lot of salt. However, we're just using that as a measurement. The next time, just use an 1/8 teaspoon of salt and stay there till you say, okay, this tastes pretty good. Then cut that more till eventually you will cut out that salt. It works. I've done it. Okay, now we're gonna make a salad. We're gonna do a veg. Our vegetable is broccoli. Again, full disclosure, I've washed things, not because to save time, but just so that you wouldn't have to watch me wash over the sink. So I've got everything ready. Just gonna trim it up and go to work. A little of my seasoned blend. There's some garlic, onion powder, all kind of herbs and spices. You can make your own. Then we're going to make our classic French dressing, mustard, Dijon mustard, some vinegar, lemon juice, garlic, of course, and olive oil. I've got olive oil hiding. Where are you hiding olive oil? Here it is, the olive oil right here. I think I'm gonna remove the cap so it pours a little easier. And we're gonna cook our our chicken in that as well. So we're gonna start the clock. Give yourself 10-15 minutes for prep time, okay? However, it usually takes me like 4 or 5 minutes to just get everything ready to go to the stovetop. Gloves on first, safety gloves on first. The time is 6:36 according to the clock on the wrist. Let's see the clock on the, well, that says 6:35 on the stovetop. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to cook. Okay, we're gonna start with the thing that takes the longest to cook. Of course, that's gonna be our chicken, our poulet au français, oui? What is it in Spanish? Now, cutting board here, and I'm gonna inspect the the breast, those are pretty nice. They're not too thick. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that in half because it's just Lisa and I, right? So that's pretty good, okay? And we're going to toss those in the breadcrumbs. Let's see how this one looks. If you get the breasts that are too thick, right, you can butterfly them and simply slice through the middle of it to make another portion. Because all we want is like, 4 to 6 ounces of protein, okay? So I'm just gonna slice through the middle of that one because it's pretty thick. And remember, this, the thinner the protein is, the quicker it will cook, okay? That helps to cut down that cooking time. So we're gonna put all those in the seasoned breadcrumbs. We're gonna toss those over, just get everything coated with the breadcrumb, with the flour breadcrumb mixture. This, the tinfoil, like I said, it helps to keep that even colder, okay? The ice I've got in a plastic bag, okay? It's just to keep everything clean there. Now, let's take one of our gloves off and we're going to toss the chicken in our breadcrumbs. Are you timing me? Well, I'm timing me. 6:36 is the time we started at. Just coat these up. And remember, if you want, you can use a little egg white. You can beat some egg white and then roll your chicken in that before you start to coat it with the seasoned breadcrumbs and flour mixture. Now, let's get some olive oil in that pan, maybe a tablespoon or two. In these ceramic pans, they conduct heat very well, and we won't need too much oil. Let's see if we can get that light. There we go, lit up. We're gonna let that heat up. Now, while that's heating, I wanna make sure everything is coated, okay? And we're gonna move this cutting board and this knife out of the way. We don't want to use those again. Again, cross-contamination. And I'm going to throw those gloves over there. I will clean up before we eat, okay? Let's take a look. All right, see if our oil is getting hot enough here. I can see that. Isn't that beautiful? You see those breadcrumbs there? I mean, the flour with the breadcrumbs. A little different than Mama's fried chicken because I didn't soak this overnight in buttermilk. Let this get nice and hot. I'm going to add a little more oil. I'm also, when I start to prepare the goods for our salad, we're going to add some onions into this pan because it will add a little more flavor and a little different texture as well. That's about a tablespoon and a half of oil. I'm going to move this around. I've got a second camera so I can hopefully have a good close-up on this for you. As they say in the business, I got the B-roll. That'll drop in over my voice. That's looking nice there. Now, as soon as we get the chicken in, we'll start to work on our vegetable. Or as our European and Australian friends would say, our veg. I love hearing them say that. The veg of the day. Okay, again, we're going to set this out of the way because we're not going to go back to that. We can remove our food handling gloves, put them right there. Now, let's bring our fresh cutting board in for our broccoli. Just going to trim that up for our fresh vegetable tip of the day. Oh, those are gorgeous. Lisa loves broccoli, so I try to make it as often as I can. And I'm just cutting the little baby trees, as the boys used to call them when they were kids. They love to eat those baby trees. They wouldn't eat broccoli when I called it broccoli, but when I said, we got baby trees on the menu tonight. Okay, Dad. All right, now I'm going to add to this container, to this pan. Let's put our broccoli in first. We're going to arrange our broccoli. Take your time. Oh, our chicken's starting to look good. Keep your eye on everything. I'm going to lower this temperature just a bit on the pan. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to turn it. Oh, if you could smell my kitchen. Woo-wee! I'm having some fun. Did you enjoy those pictures of Court Tower from this morning? That little Pioneer Park in Court Tower, that area is just beautiful. If you get a chance to get down there, remember, turn those handles so no one gets burned. Okay, put our tongs there. And back to our broccoli. We have plenty of time. Believe it or not, 30 minutes is quite a bit of time. So just relax, moms and dads. As I was saying in the opening, play this game called Fast Food. I don't think I ever lost. Now, broccoli's in. So a close-up of that on the broccoli. Going to add some olive oil to it. Just drizzle it over the top. Remember, olive oil is a non-saturated fat. So, it runs through the body. Remember that, okay? Saturated sticks, non-saturated flows. Okay? I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV. However, I know quite a bit about food, and I love sharing it. Now, let's turn this burner on. I'm going to add water, about a half a cup. And we're going to let this, I don't want you to start the timer on the broccoli until it starts to steam. Then it's going to take about 6 minutes. Let's lower this a little more. This should start to brown up nicely. So can you see the color change? Again, this is in real time. Now, we'll get ready to make our salad. This board is still good because we cut vegetables on it, although I do have a backup right here just in case. And I'm going to take, because our salad, I'm going to take some of these onions. This is a beautiful sweet onion. I think I've shared with you before that Lisa loves red onions. However, the Vidalia and the Walla Walla were looking so good in the market. That's what I went with this week. So as soon as that spring crop is over, I'll go with those. Now, I'm going to add these onions in to add some flavor and character. This little tool I love. This is called a bash. You can bash the garlic with it, and then you can chop. You also can scoop right off your cutting board. So moms, dads, this is a great one for the kids to learn to cut with. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to add those onions right over the top. If you want to add some white wine to this, feel free. Oh, this smells so good. Remember, the internal temperature for that chicken, we want to be 160, 165-ish. I'm going to lower this even more because it's cooking along nicely. And if you want to add a lid to this, you can. However, you don't need to. It's not required. Now let's take a look at our broccoli. See how that's coming along. We started at 36. It's 45. That's, 9 minutes right now? And we are well into our meal. Oh, look at that. Can you see the broccoli there at home? We're steaming that nicely. Okay, we can start to concentrate on our salad. Now, there's that little seasoning I had. I'm going to sprinkle some of that onto our broccoli as well as our chicken, okay? Just going to scoop this over. And that's looking so good. Turn it down even more. Those ceramic pans are just gorgeous. Now, our salad. Okay, I'm going to use, I think I'll add some of these green onions to these green onion tops to the chicken, okay? I love spring onions in salads. So what we're going to do is take these beautiful green tops and just sprinkle those right in. Now our broccoli is looking really good. I'm going to add some more water to it. All right, back to our salad. Let's trim the root end of 2 of these. And we're just going to slice these up. I like these little, we're going to do long strips here. Just take your time, be creative here. This is when you can let your artistry show out, okay? I'm trying not to block you. That's why I'm moving my big hands out of the way so you can see that at home. Okay. All right, we've got some strings there. And if you put this in a little bit of water, you'll see them curl up. It'll be nice and beautiful. Check, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on your hot stuff on your stove, okay? Whoops, don't want to turn my back all the way to you. Not looking good. And it smells fabulous. Remember, flour, seasoned breadcrumbs, olive oil, and there we go. Okay, now back to our salad. I've got 2 plates over that we can plate it up with. All right, now I'm using the baby romaine. This is that artisanal romaine that you can see in markets. Again, that was pre-washed, not because to cheat with you. It's just that I wanted to give it a, I didn't want you to have to see my rump as I, that's looking so good, that broccoli. See that color start to change in there? A salad here. We're going to make our beautiful French dressing to go on top of that. And of course, you could just tear this. Salad for 2. Lisa and me, my fiance. Add those green onions. Keeping an eye on that broccoli. We're at 49 now. Add a little more water. The chicken is just about done. Oh, look at that. You see that at home? I love chicken. And what if you have too much? Now, what the show last week where we made the pesto, a great thing to do with, if you have any leftover chicken, you can make a little creamy chicken and pesto dish by simply chopping that up, that chicken, and then adding it to that pesto. A little cream. Where's our bash and chop? Here we go. All those onions are in there. Let's get some cherry tomatoes. We'll add those. Yellow. Remember, the yellow tomatoes have less acid. So if you have a sensitive stomach, a yellow tomato might be the way to go when you making your salads, okay? And you can add anything to your salad you like. Croutons, cheese, radishes. Just go crazy. My mother used to make what I call her kitchen sink salad. We'd go have our swimming lessons out at the Millstead Park down in Conyers, Georgia. And on Fridays when she would make the big, she'd do steak and what I call her everything in the kitchen sink salad. Oh, I used to love that salad. Mama. Okay, I think we got enough tomatoes in there. We're not going to go crazy tonight. What is tonight? This is Wednesday, hump day. Now, let's make our dressing. That has some water in it, so I'm going to put that behind us. We've got a nice little clean bowl here that we will make our, oh yeah, Look at that broccoli. Can you see that at home? That's beautiful. I'm going to turn this down. This meal, 30 minutes. Can you go to the local Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever it is, this quick and get a meal on the table? I don't think so. Okay. Now we're going to start off by crushing garlic into our bowl. I've got two rather large cloves here, so one might be enough for this for this small meal, for this small salad. Although one can never have too much garlic, right? Never use your good knives to scrape off garlic. So that's a good reason to have your bash and chop. I think we'll use two because, you know, we love garlic, right? Is that too far away? I'm putting that into this little bowl here. Okay. Next, we're going to add our mustard. I've got Dijon mustard. I'll just scoop that in. Try to get all of it. I'm going to add a bit of vinegar. Not too much. Okay. Our olive oil is next. About 2 tablespoons. 1001, 1002 is your easy way. And then we're going to need lemon juice. These came from my neighbor Carol. I'm going to catch the seeds in my hand there. Thank you, Carol. I want the seeds in there. Now I'm going to show you something I add to my French dressing. That's just a little bit of mayonnaise. Helps it get a little creamier. All we're going to do now is emulsify this with, let's turn the broccoli off. The chicken, I'm going to raise the temperature to get it nice and hot before we plate it up. I'm going to have that sizzle going again. Y'all, we are ready to eat. For all intents and purposes, I'm having a hard time with my vocab today. Isn't beautiful? I'm gonna. Last thing to do is whip up the dressing. Just a little bit of pepper. Hit of salt. That's all. Now we're gonna whisk it. Whisk it good. Now notice I'm tilting the bowl away from myself so as not to let it splash back up on my blue shirt. I don't think Lisa would like that. Okay, now look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? By adding that mayo, it changes the color. It's not so dark. And I like the way that looks. Let's give it a taste to see if we need to adjust anything. Using my little finger. Oh yeah. And I'm going to switch fingers. That's good. All right, the chicken is looking good. And you can brown this a little longer if you like. However, this is ready to go. The one thing I didn't bring over was my internal thermometer. Doggone it, I wanted to show you we've reached our temperature. All right, here we go. We're going to add the our dressing to the salad. Try to do this so as not to block your view. I'll bring this over here. Gonna add our dressing, and then we're just gonna toss it. What I tell you, 30 minutes, no problem. We're there, and I'm slowing down. Like I said this morning, when I got home, I did it in 19 minutes. Well, we actually got started a little late because all the construction people are running around, the roof guys, and it was banging. They were banging on the roof like crazy today. Okay. I'm going to add one last thing. I've got some arugula. I love that sound. Tear some arugula. Then we're going to toss our salad up. And I'm about ready to plate her up. We can plate it up. Oh, that smells so good. Salad. We'll turn the bird off. The yard bird is off. All right, everything is done. We started at what, 36, I think I said? It is 57 now, 19 minutes. Did I add right? Something like that. Anywho, let's plate it up. We'll plate a nice piece of the chicken breast. Some of those onions, those beautiful onions there. Just think you added some mushrooms, a little red wine to that, and have a reduction there, or a port. We do a nice little port reduction. And it would not take that much more time to do it. Our broccoli. And of course you could add some butter to your broccoli if you like, or cheese, whatever you like on your broccoli. I am not a big cheese fan on my broccoli. I just really love it like this, with oil, salt, pepper. And last but not least, this beautiful salad. We'll put some salad on the plate. I think I should, stop tape, do a little house cleaning, right? Come back and we can taste up our 30-minute back in the kitchen. Well, I took a little bite while you were away. It's good. The chicken is fabulous. Where do I start? I'm like all over this. The broccoli we should give a shot, right? You know, fresh broccoli. Like I said, Lisa, ooh, don't you love that sound? That's the stem, and it's really good. That broccoli stem is nice and sweet. If you let it cook long enough for that sugar to come out. The floret, the top part. Yes, that works. Our salad with the French dressing. Grab one of those little cherry tomato pieces. You want to dance. Now for the yard bird. Ooh. Or chicken, right? Those nice pieces. Look at that. Oh. Oh, wow. Now, just before I started today, my neighbor Kathy stopped by with some peaches from her backyard. Summertime, those yard peaches are just gorgeous. And this would be the dessert tonight, okay? There's some soft spots, so don't let that trip you out. Just take them, cut them away, if you know, or taste them. See how they, yeah, let's look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Reminds me of the backyard peach. Wow, wow, that's good. And this is going to be dessert. Just sliced peaches. Whipped cream on them, you can. However, they're sweet enough to where you don't really need to add anything. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Beautiful. Just going to put them in a little bowl. We can chill them. You know what? I think I've got enough that maybe next week's show we will have a peach cobbler.